Hello everyone, welcome to Melissa's Musing. This is Melissa Steele, as you guys know. So first musing back in California. I have taken this week to really just get back into the swing of things, do some self-care, get myself back into my routine. I'm going to hit it hard on Monday. So in the spirit of not shitting on myself, I got back to San Diego, and of course, naturally, I wanted to spend time with John. I hadn't been near him for about 5 days. I wanted to dive right back into work. I wanted to do a lot of things. And, that voice in my head was constantly like, oh, well, you should be doing this. You should be working on your to-do list. You should. Stop shitting on yourself, Melissa. And so it really had me reflecting on where that was coming from. Was it because I actually wanted to do those things, or I felt like I should do those things? And when I was able to evaluate, more often than not, the reason that I felt like I should be doing those things was because they were on my to-do list, because I'd made them a priority a few days prior. Maybe I thought that they were a priority, but they actually weren't. So when I started shitting on myself, I got an opportunity to really reflect. Are these things that I want? Like, honestly, for example, Melissa, you should do a musing. It came up every day this week. And I was like, I am going to prioritize other things. I'm going to, even though I'm really committed to doing the musings, there were other things that I wanted to fill my time with that I got to do, and I totally got to leave behind the whole should type conversation. So it was it was interesting for me to really see that coming back in full force this week. After being in New Jersey visiting with family, and you guys know when you're out of town, when you're out of your typical routine, when you've, had 4 or 5 days outside of your normal life, and you get back in action, there's a lot of things that we feel like we should or should not be doing. For some reason, our filing cabinet full of crap has this file in there that's like, you should do the first 50 things on your to-do list by Wednesday or you're a failure. And for some reason, then we're like, I should do all these things. So the message today is really simple. It's one that's been super fulfilling for me, because I absolutely got to ask myself this week, every single time, oh, I should or I shouldn't do this. Every time that came up for me, I was like, where's that coming from? Why is that happening? What do I get to shift into? What is, all of that? And so if you found that this week you're shitting on yourself in, things that you should or should not do. Maybe, for instance, this upcoming weekend, you're feeling like you should spend time with certain people because it's Easter Sunday, even though you may not want to. So make sure when you're evaluating your shoulds that you're not, people-pleasing and not just doing things for the sake of doing them. Make sure that you're not just being driven by your to-do list so that you feel like you should be doing all these things just because you've written them down. Maybe they're not even a priority. And, evaluate why it's even coming up for you. Who at what point told you that this was something you must do? Therefore, you feel like you should. So having those kind of continual evaluations within your own head will get you in a really fantastic space to be like, that's an interesting thing. Okay, I notice you. I notice that voice saying that I should be doing this, but I am going to consciously choose something else and something different, because it's going to serve me more. So thank you guys for tuning in. Lots of you guys on here right now. Hey, Alex. Hey, Marlene, Anna, my favorite peeps. Good to see you guys on here. Happy Friday. No featured friend today, but we'll get back into that next Friday. Love you guys. Talk to you soon.